Hello, welcome back to Learn Economia. Today we are going to discuss the idea of direct instruments to control pollution. Let's understand the different instruments that we are using in order to control the environmental pollution here. Let's have a discussion on this. What are the direct instruments all about? Why do you consider them as something direct? Here we are looking at some regulatory measures. And these measures are taken by the government in order to go for some effective management. And when we go for effective management and mitigation, their main motive is to reduce pollution, to reduce the harmful environmental impact of pollution. So how or what are the measures taken by the government here? Here the main motive of the government is to put an influence over industries or individuals or other forms of polluters, so that this would be compelling the people or compelling the entities to reduce pollution caused by them. What the government does here is that it would be going for some necessary actions so as to have a major impact, and the impact here would be reduction in pollution. Let's have a look into these measures here. The first measure that we have here is emission and effluent standards. The basic idea here is that to put a limit on the release of pollutants. So here you are focusing on vehicles as well as industries. Here we are focusing on factories or vehicles. So what happens here is that whenever you put a limit on the pollutants released by the industries or vehicles, it is all mostly related to a very problematic gas, which is carbon dioxide. So you're focusing on carbon dioxide emissions. Regulations are something related to the emissions of carbon dioxide from power plants, vehicle exhaust, etc. Also, you could see that when you consider the emission and effluent standards, we are looking on to the pollutants released by the industries. So it's actually a kind of discharge that the industries or factories would be doing into the water bodies. They would be polluting, these industries would be polluting the water bodies as well. And the emission and effluent standards would be putting a control on this as well. How? It is being done by imposing certain limits on the discharge that the industries or factories would be doing here. An example to this would be the limits that the government would be charging on the discharge of heavy metals. Now, moving to the second direct instrument as far as pollution is concerned, it deals with the pollution charges and taxes. Here what we could see is that the government would be imposing a charge or a tax on the activities that would be polluting. So how certain activities become polluting? It would be releasing certain substances that would be causing pollution. So here the government goes for a financial levy. The government would charge a fee, or not actually a fee, it's a tax, it's a penalty. So this kind of extra expense would encourage the polluters to adopt some environmental friendly practices, or you could see that eco-friendly practices, because they could see that when they go for more pollution, the government would be imposing a fine on them. There would be a penalty. So to prevent such a penalty, they would feel that the industries or factories would feel that it would be better to adopt and install some environmentally friendly devices that would be controlling the pollution. Now, The next method is tradable pollution permits. This is one of the very popular idea because it would be setting a maximum on the pollution levels, and you can actually trade this permit. So here what happens is that you are reducing pollution, but you are not compensating for your development. You can develop, at the same time there would be a reduction in the pollution, and this is something that will ensure sustainable development. It is something that considers the overall pollution level. So overall pollution would be reduced. Pollution gets reduced as a result of tradable pollution permits. Now, you have bans and moratoriums. The government would be very choosy here. The government would be choosing some specific polluting activities and impose a ban on such activities, or it will go for a moratorium for such activity. So this is being identified as a very powerful tool as far as reduction of pollution is being concerned. And this method is being used in many developed economies. Now, you have subsidies and incentives. Why? The government will not anyway provide some financial incentives to encourage certain acts that will cause pollution. Instead, here what the government does is that it will be providing some financial assistance in the form of subsidies to those activities that make the people to follow some clean technology or some eco-friendly practices. So what will happen when you go for such eco-friendly practices of clean technology? This would be something that make you to work in favor of environment, and this would definitely make you to go for adoption of some sustainable development related solutions. And here you are not only working for your development, but also you're taking into consideration the development of the future generations as well. So subsidizing those acts that will make use of clean technology and eco-friendly practices and imposing a tax on such activities that will be creating pollution will simultaneously ensure a sustainable development. That is all related to the topic of discussion today. I hope you could understand the session. I request you to like, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos. Also, you can join our free Telegram community. I'll be providing the link of the very same in the description box so that you can join it from there. Also, you can download our Learn Economy app. For that also, I'll be providing the link in the description box. That's it. Thank you for watching.